Hello friends, welcome back. My name is Julia. My pronouns are they, them. This is a FlossTube channel. Sorry, I'm very distracted. I am the designer, believe it or not, the designer behind Knit Knee Knits and Needlework. Has anything been released recently? No. Am I working on things? Yes. Is it slow going? Also yes. This is a channel where I talk about cross stitch and sometimes knitting and a lot of times books and things that I care about, like ending the genocide in Palestine, like making sure everyone has housing and food, like making sure that fascism does not take over the world and my country, things like that, you know, just little things like that. Things have been kind of slow going. It's been a little over a month. Socks seminar is dead in the water right now. Pretty much anything other than the stuff that I absolutely have to work on, like I have some deadline things. And the reason that nothing has been really happening in my crafting life really is because, oh my God, we got a puppy! We got a puppy. This is Gimli. Hi, baby. He's 11 weeks old. He's a bulldog. I can't stop kissing him. Yeah. Yeah. So, say hi. Yeah. He's a good boy. Yeah, we got him about 3 weeks ago. Sorry, I just forgot I was filming a video there for a minute because we have Gimli in our lives now. And he brings a lot of joy, but he is a lot of work. Yeah. So, and if you've never had a puppy, which he is my first puppy, he's my first dog ever, it's very much like having a toddler. Yeah, are you like having a 2-year-old? Not quite a 2-year-old, because you're not, yeah. He's a little young, watch those claws. He's a little young for puppy classes right now, but in a few weeks we're gonna start those. But we're working on some basic commands like come and leave it, and yeah, and he knows how to ask to go out. He's almost house trained. Not 100%, but he's doing a really good job, aren't you? You're doing a really good job. Yeah. And he's a little love. And he's been bringing some much needed joy to our little corner of the world. I'm gonna put you back in your pen now, okay? Okay, is that all right? I'm gonna put you back in your little pen right over here. Okay. So yeah, hardly any progress because of the puppy. Now, I did do some work on a whip. I'm really motivated to finish Starry Night Sampler this year. So I put in some work on that. I think the last time you saw it, I was gonna frog, hey, little bulldozer. Okay, we're ignoring barking. I frogged the name and restarted it. So this is progress on that. I feel like it's still not quite centered, but I'm also feeling like at this point I do not give a damn. I just want this, I just kind of want this done and to start looking for a frame and a place to put it on the wall. But I'm thinking right there or right there, but we'll see. This is stitched on a 36 count linen in Nightshade by Color and Cotton. I am stitching this in a combination of DMC and some Color and Cotton threads. And yeah, as most of you are probably aware, because I'm changing this to be a tribute to astronomer and educator Carl Sagan, I changed the alphabet to a quote from Carl Sagan. I don't want to believe, I want to know, with his birth and death date. So that's coming along. Happy with progress on that. We're ignoring the puppy right now. Okay. Talked about the puppy. Talked about Starry Night Sampler. I finished my quarter of my group's Ink Circles Round Robin for Nati. Her project is Elemental Dragons Earth. I will try to put a picture right here because I already mailed it to Helen in the UK. Good news, by the way, my Hamsa mandala just miraculously showed up on Helen's doorstep a couple weeks ago. Where had it been? I don't know. Off having adventures. I don't know, maybe. Oh, the last time that I had a location for it, in like March or April, it was in Ireland. So maybe it just went on a little pub crawl in Dublin, and I don't know. I have no idea. But it's there, it's safe, and I'm so happy because I was devastated that it was gone. Absolutely devastated. So what I have been mostly working on now that the Ink Circles Round Robin is done and I'm just waiting for Kim's project to come to me, is I have been working on the two things that I have hard deadlines for by the end of July. One of which is Bendy Stitchy in her Patreon group. We are doing a tarot card swap, in that it's a really, you get a partner, you look at their answers to the questions, and you stitch them a tarot card pattern, of which there are many. You stitch it, you mount it on a piece of cardboard if you want to, or not cardboard, like cardstock or something like that. That's what I'm gonna do because I want to feel like it's an actual card. You pop it in the mail, done. Super, super simple. I have to burp. If you're new here, it's not really a Julia video if I don't burp. Maybe I'm not gonna burp, who knows? So there are oodles of tarot card cross-stitch patterns. There are collections, there are standalone ones, there are oodles on Etsy. My partner, similar to myself, is not really a tarot person. Hold that thought for later, by the way. I think just wanted to participate because it sounded fun, and it did sound fun, and it is fun. They're not a tarot person. They don't have a favorite tarot card. They don't have a particular tarot suit that they have an affinity for. Very much just here for the ride. And so I was like, okay. And I was like stalking them a little bit on Instagram. I'm like, okay, they like animals. I could have found a tarot card pattern with an animal on it. I could have done that. There are several. There's the Friend, there's the Emperor, with like a frog and a penguin respectively. There's Witchy Stitcher's stuff. There's Witch's Garden Crafts stuff. It's out there. Did I? No, I had to be extra and design my own. Am I going to release this as a pattern for people to purchase? I don't freaking know. I kind of think not, because I don't know. I kind of pilfered the border part of the card from Witchy Stitcher just to kind of look, because I just looked to see like the layout, like, okay, about how wide, about how tall. Okay, there's a little tiny border at the bottom where the name of the card is. Like, I pilfered that bit. The imagery and everything else is my own. But still, it feels a little bit skeevy. Anyway, I chose to do the world. And I think last time I spoke to you, I was stitching it 1/1/10 stitch on 36 count. I decided after I got more than halfway through with it that I hated the way it looked. So I have since restarted it 1/1 on 32 count Lugana. I think this is like Mint Splash or something. Like I have a, like I stitched, what have I stitched on this? I've stitched several things on this. This is the called for fabric for Lindy Stitch's Edna Goes to Brunch chart. I stitched a Christmas ornament for a friend on this. I've done a lot on this, but I didn't just want plain white because there are going to be clouds. Anyway, so this is all me, and I would like to apologize for citizens of the world in advance. I know Africa looks freaking weird. There is no way that this could fit there. Like Pangea is crying right now. Iceland and Ireland, I'm sorry. Ditto the Caribbean. This is I couldn't fit everybody in there unless I made it huge, and I wanted this to be card sized. Right now I'm color completing, so there's going to be a moose right here because my partner likes them, and I thought, why not? So that I have been working on. I have also been working on designing a chart that I cannot show you because it is going to be in a zine later in the year. I can tell you that it has been very challenging. I can tell you that I'm going to stitch the model on Ada. Who am I? I don't know. I was trying to be accessible because I know a lot of people prefer Ada to linens and even weaves, so I'm trying. And what else can I tell you? Nothing. I can tell you, if you like darker things, if you like a touch of Memento Mori, I think you might like this chart. It's not ready to go yet, but I have time. So that and this tarot card for a swap are what's taking up most of my crafting time right now. And that's hard because I want to stitch things for fun. And actually, over the past 2 days, I have put in some work on what was my new start this year. That is P-Roy the Slug by Stacey Nash. My partner Josh got me the chart and all the flosses for Hanukkah. And so I'm actually really happy with where P-Roy is right now. I am stitching him on a 36 count linen in gold sand by XJU Designs. And here's P-Roy. So over the past 2 days, I have finished all of the grass. So the grass is done, and I finished outlining the darker portion of his body. And so all I have to do now is stitch a couple of more of those little spots, and then this project could easily be just a strand a day, fill in like a coloring book page project, which is great. So yeah, he's really fun. He's my first Stacy Nash. And I've looked at her stuff. There's quite a few of hers that I like. I'll have to go through her Animal Crackers series again and see if there's anything else that strikes my fancy, because I'm absolutely gonna turn him, like I'm gonna follow the instructions to turn him into a little standy pillow, and I might put him, I need to clear off and rearrange the mantle, but he might live there. I think that would be fun. So that's all the stitching. Knitting is embarrassing. Knitting is so dead in the water right now. The problem with the knitting design is I don't have any deadlines, except for self-imposed ones, and those can be a little bit hinky. I have a sock pattern that I'm hammering on that ran into a little bit of a snafu that I need to try and figure out. I have a hat, same thing. I have an idea for another cowl, kind of a shawl style cowl. And I have yarn for it. It's just getting it done. And then, you know, college work, university work on top of that. It's tough. And it's weird because I really, like, I wanted to be primarily a knitwear designer because I'm not really an artist. And so doing cross stitch imagery is really challenging and they're not very good. So yeah, that's, and the puppy. Did I mention that the puppy is very time consuming? So let's talk, that's all the crafty stuff for right now. We're ignoring bad behavior. Let's talk. So I had my birthday on June the 30th. I turned 42. It's my Hitchhiker's Guide birthday, the year I'm the answer to life, the universe, and everything, or I should have the answer to life, the universe, and everything. I don't think I do, but I do have a towel. Okay, hold please. Okay, where were we? We have moved. It occurred to me as I was moving out of the living room and away from a naughty little puppy, that I was being really unfair to myself saying that I'm not a good artist, because I want you to see, I mean, obviously I want people to knit and stitch my work. Promoting myself is something I really struggle with, so you'll just have to bear with me. But I do want, for folks who might be new here, I do want to show you the knitting patterns that I do have available. And look, I got a, what is this? A dress form for $10 at Goodwill. So right here, it is wearing the large size of the Pine Barrens cowl, which is knit in the round, and it's an infinity scarf, and it's a Gainsey type pattern. So it's got it's all knit and purl. So if you can knit in the round and you can do the knit stitch and you can do the purl stitch, you can knit this cowl. So it's got pine trees on it and this little traditional Gainsey pattern from that knitting industry in Ireland. I knit this using Malabrigo Rios, which is a heavy DK worsted weight yarn. I used US size 5 needles for these. Use whatever gets gauge for you. So this is size large. It also has a smaller gauge, a smaller version that you can wear if you want something to hug your neck. In addition to that, I also created a hat that just has one instance of the Gainsey motif, and then the pine trees, and I did a kind of like a swirly crown shaping. This is a one size. I can wear it kind of slouchy because I don't have any hair, but it's kind of a toque. Most people, like the cowl is by far the best seller. Honestly, I designed the hat because Michelle Bendy bought too much yarn. She was planning to knit, she knit the small size of this, but she bought 2 skeins of yarn, so she had way too much yarn. And so I was like, well, I better knit a hat so Michelle can use up her yarn. So that's how that happened. So if you're interested in those, they are available both on Ravelry for sale and on my Ko-Fi, which is linked below. The cross-stitch patterns that I have available for sale are both very wintry, but if you are someplace very hot and you're trying to like evoke cool weather, or if you're participating in Christmas in July, neither of these are Christmassy, but they are wintry. I have a little Quaker medallion called Miracle. We celebrate Hanukkah in my house, and I wanted to design a Hanukkah pattern because I wanted more cross-stitch patterns for Hanukkah in my life. This is available on my Ko-Fi. It is stitched, this is a 32 count. You could stitch it on anything. There are no fractionals or back stitching, so you could stitch this on 8 if you wanted to. I used an NPI variegated silk. There is a DMC conversion available in the pattern as well. And I just finished it in a hoop. And we hang it between 2 windows like this in my house. And the other pattern that I don't think I hype enough is my very wintry pattern, and actually I feel really silly because the other thing I stitched with that mint green fabric that I'm stitching the tarot card on, I designed on it. This is called A Cup of Kindness. It's just a wintry scene. It's got a hot cup of something. I started playing with Quaker motifs because I really like Quaker motifs. And this line from Auld Lang Syne by Robert Burns, will take a cup of kindness yet. So it's just a window scene, looking out at the moon and the stars and the trees with your hot cup of kindness. So if that speaks to you, it's available on my Ko-Fi. Again, this does have back stitching. There are no fractional stitches. You could stitch this on any fabric, any count that you like, and it's all DMC. I need to get that framed. I have a frame for it. It's just getting it done, right? It's just the getting it done. So yeah, just impromptu little sales pitch there. So my birthday, I turned 42 and I got a tarot deck for my birthday. What really happened was I saw that this tarot deck was available and I was like, oh my gosh. And Josh says, send me the link. I'll get it for you for your birthday. And that's what happened. I got the Shadowscapes Tarot deck by Stephanie Pumun Law. And I just love her artwork. And I didn't notice this when I initially opened the box, but she signed it. Not only that, but she also signed the little guidebook. I love her artwork. Ann P. of Fiber, Floss, and Fiction introduced me to her artwork because a full coverage design company, full coverage cross-stitch design company used to create patterns based on her artwork. And I really love it. It's a beautiful deck. And so I have been in the spirit of Bendy Stitchy and Helen of Diddy Stitcher and Long Distance Stitchers, been pulling a card a day and writing it down in my day book. I've been pulling a card, I've been reading the booklet. The booklet isn't as helpful to me as I would like because I'm not really doing this as divination or fortune telling or anything like that. It's just sort of a meditation for me of how I want to approach my day. Today, this is actually the second time I pulled one on my birthday, and I've been pulling one every day. So this is the second time that I have pulled the Fool. And I love her depiction of the Fool. It's not focusing very well. Her deck is very gendered. I'm not really mad about it. The lovers are pretty hetero, but what can you do? So, yeah, this isn't focusing very well at all. I love this Fool, because the Fool is supposed to, my understanding of the Fool is that it's supposed to evoke not thinking too hard about what you're doing. Don't let your anxieties and maybe those inner voices that are saying, no, you can't, you suck. Just ignoring those and giving it a try. Like Michelle Bendy explained it really well. She pulled the Fool the day that she was going to be attending an online finishing class with Lois of Lady Dot Creates. They were making that needle book that Steph of Lindy Stitches designed. Sorry, my vacuum cleaner just turned on. We have a Roomba. It's stupid. Location change number 2. In my unair conditioned office, I had to turn the fan off so you could hear me. The Fool. So Michelle took the Fool's energy, what if it works? What if I can do it? And just took that innocence and wonder into that class with her, and she made a beautiful needle book. So that description of this card has always resonated with me. I have been looking at tarot decks for a few months, and the Fool is one of those cards. If I don't like the depiction of the Fool, I'm not interested in the deck. That and the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands can feel very phallic to me, and I don't like that. The Ace of Wands in this deck is not. So anyway, I'm gonna have to cut this video short today, I think. But a couple of little mini announcements. I am going to be fundraising for an AIDS charity in New York and Philadelphia. And I'm going to put the link to that below. Also in August, so I'm going to try to come back, and do a video between now and August, but on August 6th, I have to go in to the hospital and get a couple of things off my chest. I'm having top surgery. I can't believe it. I'm still kind of in shock that I am getting gender affirming surgery this year. So that is going to change some things, and that's also why I'm trying to like get as much done as I possibly can, because I'm going to be convalescing for a bit, because that's kind of a big deal. Shout out to Your Stitched Dad and Mine, D's 20 Stitches, who just got his top surgery and is doing beautifully well from what I understand. Many congratulations and love to you, D. And okay, I've got to go take care of the puppy and splice these horrible videos together. I'm sorry, folks. It's not usually like this. Vote. Don't vote for fascists. Vote for not fascists. Don't forget Palestine. Okay. I'll catch you around the internet, folks. Bye-bye. Hi again, friends. I'm just coming in really quickly to talk about the fundraiser I mentioned, because I was in a hurry a couple of days ago when I filmed that, and I really didn't explain it at all, and it deserves an explanation because it's a really worthy cause. So the backstory is, on Sunday, June 30th, I was at my local Pride Festival, not like the big Philly Pride, but just a smaller one at a local indoor-outdoor art center. And one of the booths there had some folks from a charity called Breaking AIDS Ride. Breaking spelled B-R-A-K-I-N-G. So break, like a brake on a bicycle. You know, something that slows down, stops, rather than B-R-E-A-K-I-N-G, or is to physically break something, if that makes sense. And the Breaking AIDS Ride is a bicycle, it's just a bicycle journey over 2 days in September. Riders raise money to benefit Housing Works, which is a wonderful charity in New York that provides housing, healthcare, mental health support, and advocacy to folks living with HIV and AIDS who are, many of whom are homeless. And so the riders are raising money, and they're riding their bicycles from Philadelphia to New York City over the course of 2 days. It's September the 14th and 15th. And I was talking to them, and I said, well, number one, I'm way too fat to do this. And they said, no, you're not. And I said, the more important thing is when this ride is going on, I will be recovering from my gender affirming surgery. And they were so sweet and congratulatory and kind. And I was explaining that the Yarn Harlot, who's like a famous knitter, she for like the last 10 years has been participating in a very similar charity for the People with AIDS Foundation in Toronto. And they ride their bike. They're going to be leaving, I think, on Monday. It's soon. They ride from Toronto to Montreal. Longer ride, similar cause. And the guy there said, you knit? And I said, yeah. And he said, you know, we've had virtual riders who have either aren't physically able to ride or just can't do it for whatever reason, do something else that's difficult to raise money. Like, you could be a virtual rider. And I said, all right, I'm in. What I'm going to be doing is I am going to be knitting socks. I'm going to try to knit a full pair of adult socks in 2 days. Can I do it? We'll find out. The extra in me is saying, like, you could design a sock pattern and knit that. And I think that's going to be a next year Julia project, is designing a pair of red socks, and I'll see if I can figure out how to make like the AIDS ribbon. But that's a next year Julia problem. I'm also planning next year to maybe train to ride a little bit. Could happen. We'll see. Anyway, very worthy cause. The link to my fundraising page is in the description box below. And if you would support, I would be deeply appreciative. Another thing, Michelle Bendy graciously offered to help me do sort of an auction to fundraise for the Breaking AIDS ride. So I have a box over there that has fabric and floss and some patterns and some self-striping sock yarn. So how it will work is you will, I guess if you win the item, I don't know how we're going to do it yet, but if you win an item, what you do is you pay, you donate. You don't send me money, you donate directly to the donation page and send me your address, and I will get your items to you. So we still have a lot of work to do on that, but if you're interested in helping that way, that would work too. But also, like, no donation is too small. If you want to like skip going to Starbucks one day and toss that money towards the ride, that's wonderful. If you have $1 you can afford, donate $1. I don't care, honestly. This is a all hands on deck. Do what you can with what you can. And if you can't afford, just share it. Share it around. Talk about it on your floss tubes if you have one. So that is that. A little more of an explanation. Anyway, I'm really going now. Take care, everybody. I'll see you around the internet.